Premium SUVs are one of the car industry's biggest cash cows at the moment, which explains why the German Big Three appear to be so obsessed with them. Mercedes has no less than 7 SUVs in its range, with Audi and BMW not far behind, and all three have more on the way in the next 12 months. With the choice of conventional SUVs on the market already pretty saturated, this trio of brands is turning to the coupe SUV niche, providing high-riding cars with more svelte designs to appeal to a younger audience. And that's where BMW's latest model, the X2, comes in. We've driven the car on European roads for the first time ahead of its launch in UK dealers in the next few months. As with BMW's traditional series range, the X lineup uses odd numbers for the more conventional, practical body styles, such as the X1 and X3, and even numbers for sportier, coupe-like variants. The X2, then, is a smaller sibling of the X4 and X6, aiming to conquer the more fashion-focused end of the small crossover market alongside cars such as the Mercedes GLA. The styling is sure to divide opinion, but we can't deny it has plenty of presence. It's actually slightly smaller than the X1, with shorter overhangs, a small glasshouse and a 70mm lower roofline, giving it a rakish, muscular look. Brighter colors, such as the galvanic gold of our test model, also help to add the personality needed in this marketplace. It's been watered down only slightly from the concept first seen at 2016's Paris Motor Show, transferring over retro details such as the BMW logo mounted on the C-pillar. Climb inside and things are a little more familiar. Much of the switchgear and layout are borrowed from the X1, which is no bad thing to our eyes. The design is attractive, but it's also ordered and logical to use, while the range of solid, plush-feeling materials is difficult to fault. The X2 certainly has the measure of the dated GLA, both in terms of ergonomics and fit and finish. There are two notable differences between this car and the X1 inside, however. The first is the driving position. BMW has chosen to give the new model a hatchback-like, low-slung seating up front to enhance the driver's feeling of sportiness. It's certainly fitting with the car's brief, but means that those buying an SUV to lord it over other motorists will be sorely disappointed. Even so, the seat is comfortable and supportive, and there's plenty of adjustment. The other main difference is only noticeable when you try to get in the back, because access isn't as generous as it is in the X1. Once inside, though, there's a comparable amount of legroom, and while headroom is at more of a premium thanks to that roof, 6-footers can still sit comfortably. The 470-liter boot is only 35 liters down on the X1's, too, although there's a high load lip to negotiate. From launch, the X2 will be offered with 4 trim levels in the UK, including our M Sport X test model, but, bizarrely, buyers will initially get only the one-engine choice. This is BMW's familiar 2.0-liter diesel, which delivers 187 bhp and 400 Nm of torque, and is hooked up to the company's proven X-Drive all-wheel drive system. Flexible. It's strong and flexible throughout the rev range, offers decent overall refinement and claims respectable economy figures. But the diesel stops short of being truly fun on the road, leading us to suggest that buyers might be better off waiting for one of the lighter, cheaper front-wheel drive petrol options, due to arrive in showrooms here later this year. The X2 shares its chassis with the X1, which is already a fine handling car, but engineers have stiffened up the body and suspension to make it feel sharper and more engaging from behind the wheel. It also benefits from a lower center of gravity, and is slightly lighter. The result is that the new model drives far more like a hatchback than an SUV, with an agile and composed feel through corners. The quick, direct steering doesn't provide much in the way of feedback, but turn-in is positive. Our M Sport X test car also benefits from a 10mm lower ride height, which further contributes to its strong body control. There is a trade-off, however. The ride has a firmer edge to it, particularly when traveling at low speeds and with our model's 19-inch alloys. It's never crashy or uncomfortable, but occupants aren't isolated from the surface as deftly as they are in the X1. Road noise is also noticeable, so we'd recommend choosing a specification with a smaller wheel option. Another reason not to go for this M Sport X trim is the price. At just under £38,000, the car is not only knocking on the door of SUVs from the class above, it's also in direct competition with much faster and more expensive performance hatchbacks. In a more modest spec with a petrol engine, the X2 could offer a winning blend of style, driver appeal, and cost.